Hello, everybody. Today I'm here at the next set of levels for Dr. Mario World, and I have to say right off the bat that I didn't beat any of these on my first try at all. All 5 of them I had to play multiple times. Now this first one is, I'd have to say, the easiest. It has my least favorite gameplay mechanic, which is the extra capsule pieces, which are definitely annoying, and were the reason why I lost the first one, because I wasn't sure exactly how it was going to work, and I probably should have lost this one as well. I didn't do it very well, but the basic thing here is that this middle row, this diagonal row here, is going to each have the color corresponding to the viruses around it in the barrel. So as soon as you clear out the barrel above it, the next one will be activated. So you're really going to want to have that color ready to go, and I oftentimes did not have it ready, but it still worked out. So I guess you don't need it every single time, but as often as you can, you're going to want to get all 6 of those capsules. And you also need to get to them. You have to break the barrel a few times before you can actually get to them. So here with this red one was really the best instance of it, although I was still forced to bring in another blue to get to it. But 5 extra capsules is still pretty good for this stage. And then those are all the extra capsule pieces, so the rest of it you have to do yourself. And you really have to clear out everything on the stage. Now the viruses are lined up very nicely, so you're really just bringing things over whenever you need to. They're lined up nicely as long as you allow some of the viruses underneath to kind of use as a platform to them. And oftentimes if you can get in between the two, the one going vertically and the one going horizontally, you'll clear it out very fast. Now I believe everything is ice, so maybe someone like Ludwig would be good to bring in, because a lot of the stage is going to be getting these viruses out of here. And of course the extra capsule pieces help, but they aren't necessary to beat the stage, so you really just need to clear all those out, and then hit the ones next to the coins a few times, because you do need to get all the coins as well. I didn't have an issue with that, but here we are with everything, and I was worried about points. We did fine. I'm not sure how close I was. It seems I was probably pretty healthy. Maybe the cutoff is like 42 or 40,000. So pretty good. The next one again, I had to play a few times. Not nearly as... Actually no, this one's probably the one I played second most. And I even did get Toad's help. I do not remember how many capsules I end with. We'll have to wait and see how many points I got, or how many capsules I have remaining as well. But you're going to want to break through this this part at the top first. And they give you a red so you can get rid of the reds at the top as well, so you don't have to go back to them later. I would suggest getting rid of the reds right away. And then whenever you can get some greens down to this green lock, you're going to want to do that. As soon as you get down to the blue shell, you'll be able to start working on the blue lock as well. So just waiting for me to get that there. And if you want to get those blue viruses as well, that's a pretty good way to do it. Otherwise you could bring down some other capsules before breaking the shell to hit these viruses, but I really don't advise that. I think that's actually a bad idea. So now that you've gotten this, there's a lot of luck involved based on where the floating viruses want to go. If they go in an awkward spot or go in the way of some that are already lined up nicely, or that are kind of trapped in these side columns. Like if a blue and a red go right next to each other like they just did there, already I'm in an awkward position now, because there's not a great way to hit either of them. Now luckily there is a red right next to it, so all I have to do is hit that crate there, and that will solve my problems. But sometimes it's not as lucky, and the crates have a lot more hits left in them. So there can be a lot of problems that occur just on luck. And I would try to use your rainbow capsules to hit the virus with or hit the one you have the least amount of work done on. There's pretty much an equal amount of every color. So just see the most you have left, or what colors you have coming up. Obviously that's a general skill for any level, but this one in particular, it really can come down to the wire. And also hitting these blocks whenever you can, because otherwise you'll have to go back to them later anyways. If a virus is already near them, you might as well make your best effort to get to it now. There are some viruses trapped in blocks as well that you can't forget about. Not all of them are floating. And I don't know who to suggest to bring in, really. Because if you bring in Wendy, then you might have a problem with the viruses. If you bring in someone like Dr. 8-Bit Mario, you might have a problem with the coins. I don't know. I think I would suggest Dr. 8-Bit Mario before Wendy, because I think the coins would be easier to get all of instead of getting all of the viruses, which can kind of mess you up sometimes. I don't know what to suggest, really. That's hard. Obviously Wario worked out okay, but I think a character would probably work out better than Wario. I think for all these levels, a character works kind of better than Wario. But Wario works well enough that you can do it with him. So here, this red is kind of an awkward position. With this rainbow capsule, you were able to do that. And I did have 4 capsules remaining, which does mean that Toad's extra capsules did nothing for me. I had enough points, and I would have had 1 more capsule remaining at the end of that. So that's good to know, I guess. Moving to the next one, I don't really remember this one all that much, which leads me to believe that I probably didn't have that hard of a time with it. I'm saying it as in its past tense because it's probably been like 3 or 4 hours since I actually played this level. Because I beat all them except for the last one, and then I came back and beat that one later. But for this one, you really want to get through the middle as quickly as you can and get all the locks. I already have most of them, I just have this green one left. And then once you get all the locks, you can break all the blocks on each side, which will allow you to get to the floating viruses and also the colored crates. And I would suggest trying to leave the colored crate at the top for as long as you can to just keep that key in place. If the key starts to fall, it can kind of get in the way sometimes. So if you allow it to be held up for a while and clear everything else out, it will fall all the way down into the door and you don't have to worry about it anymore. That was a nice rhyme. Whoa. That was awesome. And the crates and blocks aren't necessary to all clear, but a lot of them will get cleared out just by getting the viruses anyways. All the viruses you need to hit, and all the colored crates, although they're not really a goal, you basically have to hit them all. Some of the ones in the middle aren't necessary, but you definitely will get them anyways. And the key in the middle is one of the ones that's probably going to be the most annoying to get out. Well, I guess that's not fair, because the sides are also really annoying. And I got pretty lucky with that right side, but the left side you can see is still kind of cluttered. But I would suggest for myself to go for this green and red colored crate now, and then go back up to that blue floating viruses when I've gotten those. But I'm pretty sure I go for the blue first. I don't remember. Also, there's no point in clearing that, I don't think. Oh, I do. Oh, never mind. Well, this works out okay. I guess I changed my mind on that because this whole column next to the colored crates is gone. So you have a full line to just place viruses anyways. I was very worried about points on this one as well. I think I cut it pretty close there. Maybe by a couple thousand I was safe. But a few less capsules and I probably wouldn't have been... I probably would have been replaying that one for 3 stars. This one is another one that I don't remember all that well, except I remember being annoyed by it. And it's annoying just because they give you very few capsules. You have very little extra. You're going to be cutting it very close every time. I can't remember. Is this one I had a hard time 3-starring? Or... because maybe that's the issue, is that you always have enough capsules to clear it, but you don't get 3 stars. I don't remember. Like I said, I played these a few hours ago. And I played this one like 3 or 4 times. And you can see I'm bringing in Koopa Troopa because Wario just didn't seem to cut it. And what Koopa Troopa does is gets rid of all of these blocks which does allow for a lot of the times either an electric bomb being more out in the open, or a lot more often 2 colors will be next to each other and you're able to hit them a lot easier, and that's just not an option when they're in the block. Again, I tried this with Wario a few times, he wasn't getting me anywhere. I brought in the other characters that they suggested as well. I don't remember who it is anymore. Oh, Kamek. And I just had too much left over. So, bringing in Koopa is what got me the closest. I think Wendy would work just fine as well. Except there aren't a lot of blocks, and once you get towards the end, you will get Koopa's skill a lot more often, which means he'll clear out more single viruses for you. Another strategy you can do is if you have 1 electric virus left, just clear everything except for like 3 viruses, and then that will ensure that it clears all the tough ones. Because I could have done that there, and I could have left that blue one out towards the top, and I would have just lost. There's no way I would have had enough capsules to get him. I think maybe I did beat this one before, and I only got 2 stars. No, that was my first time clearing it. Okay, so the problem was just clearing it. Now this one, I can't tell, it looks a little bit, the recording's a little bit differently because I did record it on my phone instead of through my recording software. But for this one, it was very frustrating. I tried Wario, then I changed to Daisy, and she was awful. And then I tried Donkey Kong, and he was okay, but still pretty bad. And then I tried Dry Bowser, who I do think is probably the second best option for this one. But then I went back to Wario, and he worked out. And it really is just getting a lucky draw and using all your capsules very wisely. Because it'll seem like you're doing good pretty much all the way through until you get to the end. And for this beginning part here, you want to keep clearing the coins as you go. There's kind of a set path that you're going to follow every time. Once you figure out the path to take, you're just going to do it every time. And sometimes luck will be on your side. Like these 2 reds are lined up very nicely to clear this out. Sometimes there aren't 2 reds there. Sometimes you have to do it a little bit differently. Sometimes there are some coins left over in the way here, and sometimes there aren't. But you're always going for the bombs whenever you can. And then here you want to go for the red and blue bomb. Then you're going to want to use the viruses that they have left over to hit these once. You might honestly want to wait to hit the bombs and use those viruses they give you to help you out. And then if there wasn't enough random chance already, here are some randomly spawning in blocks who can literally destroy your run by covering a blue coin that you need to clear. That never happened to me, but it definitely can happen. Now here you're going to definitely want to wait for the whole stage to spawn in before hitting those bombs, because you probably won't beat it if you let the bombs go off too early. Now the rest of the stage is just using your capsules as wisely as you can. And your rainbow capsules as well. This is another one where you really need to figure out which color needs the rainbow capsule. In my case, I think blue was the one that needed it the most. So I brought it down to the blue. Now blue probably isn't the one I need the most. It only has 2 more hits left in it. And here the most crucial part is that I need to get Wario's skill one last time. So I have that. I have 5 capsules left. We have all the greens done, so we can use that for a platform to get to this blue bomb. We pray that the blocks won't spawn over the blue, which it doesn't. If it would have covered a blue coin, I would have just lost. That was it. And it was very nice to not do so. But here we're able to use this final capsule here to get everything done. And cut it very close. So it's going to be close every time. No matter who you bring in. I'd suggest Wario is the best one, but I don't really know. Let me know if you have a doctor you think is better. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for the other 2 sets of levels. And thank you again. Goodbye.